had an abundance of medicine. Not only did he have medicine, but also health supplements. It was normal for college students to have fever reducers, but having such a complete collection of health products was quite extraordinary. Wang Cheng remained silent, feeling a bit anxious. There was no time to boast about his preparations before the apocalypse. He only focused on watching Su Xinghai take his medicine with Zhang Chao. And once he saw Su Xinghai drowsily fall asleep, he finally breathed a sigh of relief. Qianlan exhaled and said, "I can understand how you feel. You will be fine. Also, I hope you can reconsider my invitation." Wang Cheng nodded. The boss had a fever, so he and Zhang Chao rearranged their plans, taking turns to rest and keep watch. After Qianlan left, Wang Cheng glanced toward the security room, noticing the people inside were also looking their way, with expressions of both envy and surprise, before they began to regard them as if they were fools. The manager in the security room muttered, "Their convoy didn't merge together. Those 3 students actually rejected the invitation from that awakened one. What fools. Such a good opportunity right in front of them, and they didn't seize it. It's ridiculous. How come such good fortune isn't falling into our laps? That female awakened one has a great figure. If we could team up with her, who knows how things could develop? It would definitely be fantastic." With the outbreak of the apocalypse, his malevolence was almost written on his face, and his sordid thoughts spilled out without care. Taking advantage of the soundproofing of the security room, he spoke freely, saying whatever came to mind, while the others in the room were afraid of him, worried he might do something outrageous. However, since there were 3 survivor factions here, and he still wanted to cling to the awakened ones, he held back his impulses, keeping his thoughts to himself. The students had also settled down. They were equally shaken and fatigued, quickly tending to their injuries and then sprawled out around the school bus to rest. Their supplies were very limited, 1 bag of food shared among several students, and a bottle of water that they took turns sipping. They didn't dare to light a fire or turn on any lights. In the cold underground parking garage, they could only huddle together for warmth. Yi Qijing, however, couldn't sleep for the moment. After hearing about Wang Cheng and the others from Qianlan, he said with some regret, "If I had known these 3 were remarkable individuals, we should have just stopped to save them earlier. Although they didn't really need our help, it would have been a personal favor. But where did he get that gun?" Qianlan didn't say anything, only gazing complexly in the direction of Wang Cheng and the others. With the apocalypse upon them, as a counselor, she also didn't know exactly what to do or what the right course of action was. Finally, she sighed, "We'll take it one step at a time. Their bond is strong, and it's normal for them not to want to join us. Keeping our distance from others helps us avoid trouble. But we also have to accept that it will be hard for us to get help from others." Hearing this, Yi Qijing looked at her thoughtfully. He had thought this beautiful counselor was just a kind-hearted person eager to save others, but he didn't expect her to have thought this deeply about the situation. Seemingly sensing Yi Qijing's thoughts, Qianlan let out a self-deprecating laugh. "With great power comes great responsibility. As an awakened one, I have this instinct to help others whenever I see someone in need. But I know how things are, so don't worry, Xiaoyi. I'm a few years older than you. I wouldn't joke with the lives of students like you. Tomorrow morning, we'll set out to find the military. I believe that even in this terrifying apocalypse, a modern army won't collapse overnight. They will definitely protect us." Yi Qijing could only nod in response. As night fell, time passed slowly, and all artificial light sources gradually dimmed, leaving the underground garage in eerie silence. Zhang Chao replaced Wang Cheng for the night watch, while Wang Cheng returned to the car to rest. Su Xinghai still hadn't woken up, but his temperature had dropped a bit, indicating that the fever medicine was working. Half awake, Su Xinghai mumbled, "I'm fine. You guys go rest. We'll need to be ready for tomorrow. I'm the boss. I'm a year older than you. I can handle it." Was it the fever caused by the injury in the dormitory building? Wang Cheng didn't know. Looking at Su Xinghai's face, he felt an indescribable sadness and thought heavily, "We must upgrade the battleship as soon as possible. The next target is 300 energy points. We must achieve this quickly to upgrade the battleship to level 2, significantly enhancing our self-defense capabilities and protecting everyone around me. By then, with the artillery and fire control systems, Zhang Chao and Su Xinghai won't have to take risks with me. They can just sit in the spaceship and operate it." Wang Cheng fell asleep with a heavy heart, but had a beautiful dream. In the dream, his battleship upgraded all the way, becoming a flashy super battleship. Its massive hull spanning the sky, as large as half a city. He piloted this spaceship to Fengtian, found his parents, and everything began to develop in the best direction. Then, Wang Cheng woke up. He was gently shaken awake by Zhang Chao, who leaned close and whispered in a horrified tone, "Second brother, there's something." Wang Cheng was startled. As they entered the underground garage, his level 1 battleship had completely powered down, and the radar shut off, unable to detect whatever was out there. It could remain operational, but that would consume energy points, which were currently scarce for Wang Cheng. Gripping his shotgun tightly, he stood up immediately, moving quietly to follow Zhang Chao as they maneuvered between 2 cars. Indeed, In the dark, empty underground garage, there was a terrifying shadow, pale and crawling on all fours, moving slowly. Its head swayed back and forth, sometimes facing the security room, sometimes Wang Cheng's direction, and at times towards the school bus, as if searching for prey. It seemed to be using its sense of smell and hearing to determine where the humans were, which confused it, causing it to hesitate. It clearly entered from outside the garage, but moved with an eerie lightness. By the time they noticed it, the distance to Wang Cheng and the others was already less than 10 meters. Moreover, the survivors near the security room and the school bus direction clearly noticed it as well. From a distance, Wang Cheng saw figures swaying silently in the shadows, evidently tense to the extreme. At the edge of the school bus, Yi Qi tightly gripped a baseball bat, standing shoulder to shoulder with Chen Lan, who was clutching a matchbox, both too afraid to make a sound, waiting to strike back when the opponent approached. Inside the security room, the manager held a fire axe tightly, staring intently outside, fervently praying, "Monster, go find trouble with those two groups. Don't come here. Don't come here. It would be best to go bite those 3 foolish university students. Idiots like them deserve it." Although there was only one monster, the underground parking garage was dark and deep, and nobody could clearly see its form. No one dared to let their guard down, fearing that a careless move might provoke it and lead to a deadly attack. However, at that moment, a dull gunshot suddenly echoed through the underground garage, resonating eerily in the cold space. The shooter was extremely accurate, landing a headshot. The pale, mutated creature that was crawling around had its head explode on impact, blood splattering the ground, its body convulsing, and it fell lifelessly to the floor. The shooter was none other than Wang Cheng. He was the only one in the underground garage with a gun, at a distance of several meters, with a slowly moving target. Even in the dim light of the basement, after so many days of using a gun, it was no challenge for Wang Cheng, who easily scored a headshot from close range. The pale, mutated creature had no idea Wang Cheng was there. It was as good as a live target, making it easy to kill. Wang Cheng's energy point, which had been at 0, finally flickered and became 1. Looking at this single energy point, Wang Cheng felt a mix of emotions. Meanwhile, others were astonished. When the gunshot rang out, a muffled sound followed from the security room, immediately succeeded by a short, suppressed scream. The manager, startled by the sudden gunfire, trembled and lost grip of the fire axe, which fell and hit his foot. When he regained his composure, he realized the mutated creature was already dead, shot in the head. For a moment, everyone in the security room thought it was military or police reinforcements arriving, leading to a surge of joy. But soon, they realized the gunfire came from the direction of the 3 university students. As the flashlight illuminated the area due to the death of the mutated creature, everyone clearly saw Wang Cheng's action of putting away the gun. "They have guns." The manager's expression turned blank. It dawned on him. No wonder even the awakened ones were trying to recruit them. They had guns. At this stage, awakened individuals were generally just stronger than ordinary people, possessing some superpowers, but when it came to the speed of action, they couldn't compare to a gun. An awakened person's abilities could be easily countered by a skilled shooter. The manager first showed disbelief, quickly followed by envy and extreme jealousy. Why did those students have guns? Where did they get them? What can those inexperienced students do with guns? Why don't I have one? If I had a gun too, wouldn't that awakened one come to curry favor with me? I could even make that beautiful person completely obey me. Whatever I asked her to do, she would do. However, the brilliance in his eyes flickered and quickly disappeared as he lowered his head deeply. This was because the flashlight in the school bus also lit up. With the danger averted, Yi Qijing shone his flashlight and exchanged a glance with Wang Cheng, both nodding at each other. Wang Cheng knew Yi Qijing, but Yi Qijing did not know Wang Cheng. Yi Qijing was the vice president of the student council, holding a much higher status than Wu Jiadong, the president of the college student council. There was no way Wang Cheng wouldn't recognize him, but to Yi Qijing, Wang Cheng was just an ordinary passerby in the school. In the past, Wang Cheng had envied people like Yi Qijing and Wu Jiadong. They were university students, around the same age, and had become school officials with great social skills. It would be impossible for him not to feel envious. Wang Cheng had wanted to get to know them, but never found the right opportunity. Unexpectedly, he met them in such a situation, but unfortunately, there was no longer a need for him to approach them for friendship. The two sides maintained their distance, with no intention of crossing boundaries. Wang Cheng glanced at the security room and quickly turned off the light. The underground garage soon fell back into darkness. Yi Qijing found a few people to bravely drag out the corpse of the mutated creature to avoid the smell of blood, attracting more monsters. Wang Cheng had contributed to killing it, but now he remained silent, watching quietly. By this time, it was already 2 or 3 in the morning. Outside, the sky was dim, and even the gunfire in the city had ceased, with only the occasional piercing scream accompanied by the howls of unknown creatures tearing through the night in Haiqing. However, Wang Cheng encountered a major problem. At 3:10, Su Xinghai's temperature began to rise again, showing obvious abnormalities. The temperature that had dropped to 38